Today's video is the first of many to come on filmmaking basics and what we use on set on the regular. And what better way to start off this series than with the C-stand, also known as a Century stand. Now, with the influx of new creators, photographers, and filmmakers coming onto the scene, I guess we could say, I've been scrolling through social media and seeing these guys used incorrectly all the time. And I don't want you to get into an accident, hurt somebody, or break something that's kind of expensive on one of your productions. So let's go over the basics on how to set this up in 5 minutes or less. Now, there's 4 main components to a C-stand. We have our turtle base, also our legs. We have our center column that has different stages in which we could raise our light or whatever we're using on the C-stand. We have our boom pole, our grip heads, and then we have our knuckles. Pretty basic, very straightforward. Now, the first thing I want to do when I'm approaching, say, building a C-stand is to just put a sandbag on it so that as we go and start rigging it up, it can't get knocked over. Now, my question for you guys watching this, and let me know in the comments below, what leg do we put the sandbag on? Because that matters. Let me show you. Now, if I was to put the sandbag, say, on this lower leg, notice how the sandbag is touching the ground and then this could just still tip over. The same goes with the next leg. So we want to put our sandbag always on the tall lead leg. So now that our C-stand is bagged, we can start putting our lights, our projectors, whatever we're using on the stand on it. But we want this to face the same direction as our lead leg that's bagged. This way, majority of that weight is aligned, and with that lead leg in the front, it's really hard to tip over, especially when it has a sandbag with it over here, because this still can tip over. Now, for your next tip, when you're using a C-stand, the knuckle positions do matter, and we want this big knuckle on our grip head always on the right-hand side of the C-stand. Let me show you why. Now, if I flip it on the left and I start to say raise this, right? And I bite down on it, let's tighten down this knuckle, and say I bite down right here. If I have a light on this side, look how much force it takes for it to loosen. Now, if we switch it and I have the knuckle, lead leg facing forward, knuckle to the right, say I bite down on this one, this isn't going anywhere. And this is a very big safety point that I just can't stress enough. Now, these knuckles are super useful for not just different lights or rigging options, but also to put stuff inside them, like using this quacker clamp that I have right here. And then we could use this to hold, say, a beadboard if we want to create a book light. And what we could do is we could take this right here, bite down on it, and then our beadboard could slide into here, and then we clamp down on it. You could even put different things into the spaces and gaps on the grip heads. So if you have like a little bit of a 5-in-1 reflector or something like that on the grip head, we do have a little bit of a gap too, so you can wedge stuff in them. We have all different type of sizes for baby pins, whatever you want to stick in there. So just want to go over that real quick with you guys also. Now I'm going to pull this grip head off so I could show you guys the proper way in which you need to raise your C-stand. You never want to raise it from the bottom. You always want to raise your first stage at the top, and then you continue, before I poke this light, with the last stage. So you always want to raise stage by stage, never just go up like this, because if you need more height or want to change something halfway, now this portion's all the way up in the air and you got to fly it back down and then start all over. And that's today's video on how to properly set up a C-stand. Remember guys, bag the leg that's in the front, knuckle to the right, and maybe even pick up some tennis balls. These are actually for walkers, but they have some cuts in them because you could lose an eye on set also. So we like to keep tennis balls on the back of the booms, and even when we're on pier space locations of nice houses, we have them on the base of the feet so that we can't scratch up floors. For more videos like this, let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see next on this Filmmaking 101 tip series. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, as I'll be releasing a bunch of dope and new filmmaking tips and tricks every week. Until next time, Jason Anthony, peace out.